stories tonight. Senate suspends Senator Ningi for 3 months following his allegations of budget padding. Controversial Islamic cleric Sheikh Gumi offers to negotiate with bandits on behalf of the Nigerian government. Kenya halts police deployment to Haiti amidst escalating violence. 4 dead in Mozambique as storm Filipe batters in Hambane province. Thank you for joining us. My name is Felicity Ezewuike. We begin tonight by telling you that Nigeria's Senate has suspended fellow lawmaker Abdul Ningi for 3 months over claims made by the lawmaker that about 3.7 trillion naira was inserted into the nation's 2024 budget. This followed a heated debate on the floor of the Senate, where some lawmakers say Ningi had brought the image of the Senate to disrepute following his allegations against the upper legislative chamber. Amadine Uyi reports.
It was a chaotic session on the floor of the Senate. Lawmakers took turn to express their view over the allegations by Abdul Ningi, who had claimed that the Senate had padded Nigeria's 2024 budget.
I think will be Senator Ningi, who I respect a lot, has a duty even to his own children, that he will not be the man who will be reported in the front pages of newspapers and electronic media all over the world and say something that he found out is not true.
Allegations have been made against Senator Abdul Ningi. I think it's only fair for us to give him time or to give him chance to defend himself.
This thing has happened. It has happened. And Ningi was wrong. I told Ningi in here that he made a mistake, that he should stand up and apologize to us first, then apologize that, look, this even figure that I'm looking for 3 trillion is here.
What my big brother, distinguished Senator Abdul Ningi, who I respect so well, planned to do or set out to do was tantamount to a civilian coup.
I have here a copy of the last 3 budgets that was passed, 2021, 2022, 2023. All the details of these agencies I've mentioned are not contained in this document. So for my brother who have put up a consultant to look into these budgets and have reported that 25 trillion was approved by the Senate, it's not been fair to the Senate.
Though many lawmakers were upset, Senator Ningi was given an opportunity to defend himself.
Please, can you allow me to, Mr. President, perusing through the budget, first, we discover bogus anomalies of repetition. We discovered some senatorial districts in this particular document. Some senatorial districts have up to 120 billion.
However, the Senate took a voice vote where majority voted for his suspension.
The Senate hereby places distinguished Senator Abdul Ningi on suspension in respect of his vituperations, falsehood, and unverified report in the BBC interview, including other media or houses, and is therefore suspended for a period of 3 months from partaking in events in the Senate or being found in the precincts of the National Assembly for the next 3 months.
Senator Ningi, who was also accused of using the platform of the Northern Senators Forum, resigned from the position following the suspension by the Senate. In Abuja for News Central, I am Amadine Uyi.
In the meantime, we can confirm that Senator Abdul Ningi has resigned his position as the chairman of Northern Senators Forum. This comes hours after he was suspended for 3 months over his claim that the 2024 budget was padded to the tune of 3.7 trillion naira. Ningi, a member of the People's Democratic Party, is the chairman, Senate Committee on Population and represents Bauchi Central. While the Senate called for a probe into the allegation, some northern senators disowned the claims made by Ningi, saying he did not speak for them. Let's see if we can get some understanding of what's playing out in the Nigerian Senate. I'm now joined by a senior advocate of Nigeria, Magaji Mato Ibrahim. Magaji, thank you very much for joining us on the news.
Thank you very much for having me around, Jis.
In your view, are there broader implications of this case for budget transparency and accountability in Nigeria? Does this cast a light on any systemic issues?
Well, very well. No doubt about that. We're in Nigeria and we know what has been going on. This is not the first of these kind of allegations. And this allegation is not coming from somebody outside the National Assembly, outside the Senate. It's coming from an insider. So it casts aspersion. Whether we like it or not, something is wrong. Whatever it is that he has been suspended is also not really a solution to the problem. We expect that honorably investigation should be carried out, and then the truth should be unveiled.
How soon do you think this will take them, and what does a suspension for the senator mean? Some are saying it's actually politically motivated.
We can see clearly that the distinguished Senator Ningi Abdul has evidence because he presented documents to show that he's not just talking from the blues. He has documentary evidence to show that his allegations are not just unfounded, but very well done. And that being the case, we expect that this document should be looked upon, should be read through, and a committee should be set up to investigate. Well, unfortunately, what we are seeing is an outright suspension of the distinguished senator for revealing what ordinarily didn't go well with the members of the upper chamber, the red chamber.
Should the process have been the other way around? I mean, they investigate while he's there, or is he not supposed to step aside in order for there to be a smooth investigation, if there is to be any?
Yeah, but what we see from the red chamber, there was nothing like there was nothing like investigation to be carried out. There was nothing like committee to be set up. It was just a clear issue of you have offended us and we're asking you to leave the chamber. We have suspended you. Of course, if there is any committee, he's not going to be a member of the investigative committee. There is nothing that supports that. But what we're saying is that instead of dishing out the punishment should come after a thorough investigation has been carried out, maybe by another committee that will be set up to look at it. So now what is there is that he has been subjected to punishment before he is really found to be guilty. So that is, to me, a very wrong step and a very bad signal, even though they may have their whatever defense they have, but that is not real.
Or could this case set a precedent for...
If somebody is coming up as a member of the Senate to say, look, 3.7 trillion naira have been added upon, and he has presented documents to support his allegation. I think this is very weighty. And being weighty, what I expect is, the distinguished senator, if you say this, what are your proof? And since he has presented the proof, I expect that, they will set up a committee and the committee will look at it. So to me, it's a very hasty way of coming into conclusion. And it's a very hasty way of sending somebody into punishment before he's head out. If you watch the proceedings in the Senate, you discover that he was not even given opportunity to say much. He became rowdy, and at the end of the day, just a decision was taken to say, you are going on suspension. This is not democracy. This is a different thing we're seeing.
I do have other questions on that subject matter, but because we're time pressed, I'll just want us to look ahead. From your vantage point, what steps do you think are necessary to ensure a fair and possibly thorough resolution to this particular case? And what should the public be looking for in the coming months?
We expect that the Red Chambers should set up a committee. And this time around, probably a very independent committee to look at his allegations, to look at his proofs, the document he has presented, with the view to come up with a sound finding as to whether or not what he said is true. It's a national issue. It's a sensitive matter. If this thing is found to be wrong, or it isn't to be a mere allegation without proof, then the punishment can be determined. But until he is found to be guilty of what he is saying, he should be given fair hearing. He should be allowed to explain himself. He should be allowed to prove whatever allegations he has.
One would wonder where this independent committee will come up from, because from what we saw on the floor of the House, there seemed to be a position taken by some of the senators over the allegations. Some expressed anger, some say he is not sure of what he's saying, and all of that. But like you said, we still need an independent investigation. Thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thank you very much, and you're most welcome all the time.
Let's also tell you that the bills for an act to expunge imprisonment for anyone caught attempting suicide, the establishment of a bank for the nation's mining sector, and the establishment of a tertiary medical center in Cross River State, southern Nigeria, have all passed second reading. The three bills, which were considered for the second time on the floor of the House of Representatives, were passed after a voice vote by lawmakers.
That passed the second reading is a bill for an act to amend Section 327 of the nation's criminal code, which provides a 1-year imprisonment for any person who attempts to commit suicide. Despite suicide being regarded as a mental health condition by the World Health Organization, it is finally getting the attention of lawmakers.
We should use our privilege as lawmakers to harmonize the laws in such a way that the Criminal Code Section 327 is amended to ensure that those who attempt suicide are rather given psychosocial counseling.
Also, the bill for an act to establish the Nigerian Mining Development Bank, which, according to lawmakers, will provide financial support, promote investment, and the development of the nation's mining sector.
A pivotal focus emerges on fostering inclusive growth, thereby amplifying its societal impact. This bill purposely extends a supportive arm to individuals, cooperatives, and companies actively involved in mining activities.
The average banking outlet that will actually require you to, in some cases, exhume the grave of your grandmother before they can give you a loan, do not take into cognizance the high risk factor that is involved in this sector. To this end, we need a special purpose vehicle.
The last of the three bills is the bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Center Act and establish a federal medical center in Cross River State to provide access to health care for people living in Boki local government area of the state.
The nearest tertiary medical center to Boki local government is 4 hours, that is in Abakaliki, and 6 hours in Calabar, the state capital. So if somebody is sick, there is a tendency that before the person is taken to these centers, something else may have happened to the person.
The bills, which received support from lawmakers, were passed after a voice vote and will now be referred to their various committees for more input. In Abuja for News Central, I am Idong Joseph.
In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu has officially appointed Dr. Dayo Mobereola as the Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, marking a new era for the agency. Dr. Mobereola's appointment comes following the conclusion of Mr. Bashir Jamoh's tenure, signaling a transition in leadership within NIMASA. Prior to his appointment, the doctor served as the Managing Director of Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, LAMATA, from 2003 to 2015, and subsequently held the position of Commissioner for Transportation in Lagos State from 2015 to 2016. President Tinubu expressed confidence in the doctor's ability to lead NIMASA effectively, emphasizing the importance of achieving the agency's mandate in maritime safety administration, marine pollution prevention, and other key areas. Away from that, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has presented additional evidence against MyCard Project City Services Limited and James Nolan, a director of Process and Industrial Development Limited, before Justice Nora Egwatu of the Federal High Court in Abuja. This development was announced in a statement by the EFCC's head of media and publicity, Dele Oyewale. The criminal case stems from the controversial gas supply processing agreement between Process and Industrial Development and the federal government of Nigeria. PNID had previously secured an $11 billion award against the federal government over the terminated contract. However, in a significant turn of events last October, a London arbitration court overturned the $11 billion award, citing fraudulent procurement of the contract. MyCard Project City Services Limited and James Nolan are facing 20 counts related to charges of obtaining by pretext, money laundering and criminal conversion of proceeds of crime, totaling 151,394,328 naira. To one of our headline stories now, Kaduna-based Muslim cleric Sheikh Ahmed Gumi has offered to engage in dialogue with the bandits responsible for the abduction of approximately 287 school children from Kuriga Government Secondary and LEA primary schools in Chinkum local government area of the state. Gumi's statement comes as a plea to President Bola Tinubu to grant him the opportunity to negotiate the release of the abducted children. The prominent Islamic scholar emphasized the importance of avoiding the mistakes of past administration, which refused to engage in dialogue with bandits. Despite the refusal of the affected state governments to negotiate with the bandits for the release of the school children and denying claims of hiring a private negotiator, Sheikh Gumi urged the government to initiate dialogue not only for the Kuriga school abduction, but for all cases involving banditry. Earlier, we were joined on the news by former chairman of CAN, Kaduna State, Reverend Joseph John Hayab.
When people were kidnapped on the train attack, a very close associate of Gumi, I can even say his right-hand man, came out to say he is the one, or he is dialoguing on behalf with the bandits. At the end, it ended up in crisis. It ended up in a shameful thing. Because we are in Nigeria, the story is not longer coming out, but up to today, you know, the matter has not ended, because he was arrested by Interpol in Egypt, brought back to Nigeria. Things were found in his house. What he called negotiation turns out to be like a business. So when people claim, or when people say that they want to negotiate on behalf of government, they should first of all be sure that they are honest and transparent in what is happening. I've been around for some years. I was also involved in the previous effort to get people who were kidnapped either by the train, on the train, or students. And so I know a little about some of these stories. And I want to beg Gumi that it is too early for us to start talking about this.
You're watching Tonight. Coming up, Lagos begins large-scale demolition of squatter settlements. We have details after the break. Join us again. If you've just joined us, you're watching Tonight. A reminder of our top stories. Senate suspends Senator Ningi for 3 months following his allegation of budget padding. Controversial Islamic cleric Sheikh Gumi offers to negotiate with bandits on behalf of the Nigerian government. Kenya halts police deployment to Haiti amidst escalating violence. 4 dead in Mozambique as storm Filipe batters Ihambane province. Thank you for staying with us. Authorities in Lagos, southwest Nigeria, have ordered that all illegal structures and shanties along all creeks, waterways, bridges, and other high-tension cables be demolished, while the illegal occupants should be evicted. The action became necessary to protect lives and property of about 22 million Lagosians. News Centre's Ni Omoniyi completes the story.
In Lagos, the lack of adequate housing and rapid rate of urbanization has resulted in millions of people constructing their own homes, often on land they do not own. These informal settlements, commonly referred to as shantytowns or slums, provide basic shelter for many of the city's poorest residents. The homes, typically built from scrap materials like wood, plastic sheeting, and corrugated metal, often offer rudimentary housing when first constructed. However, Lagos State recently commenced a large-scale demolition of illegal structures and shanties across the region, with the most recent demolitions occurring in the Jakande estate.
Some of the buildings you see that they call shanty or attachment here in Jakande, they initially moving from Morocco. They moved people from Morocco down to this place. So, and the numbers of buildings they gave to people in Jakande is not up to the people, the numbers of people they moved from Morocco. So what happened is this, they have to find a way because there is nowhere to go.
I feel so bad.
Why?
Because they did not notify any of the people here. So that those houses, they have their allocation paper, but instead of them listening to us, they came and start running after us, chasing us away.
One reason given for the demolitions is to improve the image of the state in line with the Lagos Urban Regeneration Plan.
Everything is turned into environmental slum, and we can't continue with that. That's why we are moving into Ijora, Obalende, and this. So everyone that has legal documents have been inventorized. We already know where they are, and then we will get to them.
Some homes have been built on waterways and drainage alignment, and another stated rationale is to create a flood-free metropolis as the rainy season begins.
The whole of Apapa collectors are blocked. The right of way had been taken over by individuals who moved their fences to take extra land and not allow us take care of the collectors. And we have no time to waste. Rain have started.
For those displaced due to the demolition efforts, is their predicament solely due to illegal habitation, or do we apportion some blame to the government for its inability to provide accessible and affordable housing options? While aiming to end all illegal acts that could impact public safety, many say the Lagos authorities must also address the underlying lack of sufficient housing supply that contributes to the proliferation of informal settlements. In Lagos, for News Central, Ni Omoniyi.
When on 10th of October 2023, the chairman of the Obafemi Owonde local government area of Ogun State, Adesina Ogunshola, was reported by the Punch newspaper to have said road construction will commence in the Magboro area of the council after the rainy season of that year. His statement seemed to have come with some level of joy and hope for the people of Magboro community. Unfortunately, the rainy season came and went without any trace of construction work as promised by the chairman. It's been 5 months since that promise, and the rains are here again. Our special correspondent on investigative journalism, Marshal Anthony Ononyi, tries to find out how the people are holding on to that promise. His report.
The once barren Magboro along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Ogun State, became active about 16 years ago with hundreds of people migrating from parts of Lagos and Ogun State. Now the once peaceful and fast-developing area has become a hell on earth for residents of the community, owing to what the people say is a total neglect by the government. That neglect seems to be very evident in two major public infrastructure, access road and power supply.
A lot of influx. A lot of people are moving, most especially when this the highway construction commenced. So, and people know the potential that Magboro has connecting to Lagos and all that. So that really gives us hedge.
The ballooning size of Magboro is helped by more than 10 other communities bordering the town. These communities include Shofolarin, Ibasha, Ajegunle, Makogi, Abuloko, and Gong. Others include Magada, Igodo, Shote, Ishefun Elede, Okeayo, Agungi, and Papanra. Magboro also shares boundaries with notable towns like Ibafo, Mowe, Akute, and Arekbo.
This was awarded in 2015. It was awarded and hoping that it will be completed and good one for that matter, but the project, yes, was not completed. And all what we heard was that it has been commissioned.
The light we are using here, I contributed in doing the light.
Mr. Mike, a landlord and shop owner, says living and doing business in Magboro has become an unprofitable venture, lamenting the state of the road and power supply.
They came last year, they said they're going to do this road, but because of the rain, that when rain stops, they will start doing the road. We are entering under rainy season. We never see anybody. And it's very bad of them because they are collecting revenue even from me that is here.
They come, they collect tax, they collect permits, trade permits. And each time they come, I always accuse them that you people come here to collect money from us, but you are not giving anything back to the society.
One account by a respondent in an online publication by Taiwo Alimi opines that it was in the early 90s and out of ignorance, some indigents of the community sold off the topsoil of their land to some money bags and government officials. According to what was passed down, thousands of tons of soil was taken from Magboro to fill Alausa in Ikeja, the present seat of power in Lagos State, hence the flood whenever it so much as drizzles, rendering the area impotent. Residents who own cars tell tales of how they cannot make use of their cars, otherwise they risk getting stuck in the craters or have their vehicles break down in the middle of the road.
Every year we spend nothing less than 15 million naira to just have a palliative. The palliative that could not even stand the test of time, because we are not allowed to do any major work on the government road without their approval.
The transport there is too high. When there is rain now and the road fell like this now, all the whole road will be flooded. Okada, where they are taking 100, they will say 300. So we are suffering it so much.
When it is rain, it used to give us problem because our motor will be getting spoiled. The water will be no better drainage, and that is what caused the damage on the road. We are begging government to come to our aid and help us rehabilitate, rebuild that road.
The earnest yearning of the people is that someday soon the government will keep to its word of giving this community the access road it so long deserves. For News Central, Marshal Anthony Onoye.
Today, March 12th, marks World Glaucoma Day, which is aimed at raising awareness about this sight-threatening condition affecting millions worldwide. Glaucoma is often called the silent thief of sight. Health organizations and eye care professionals worldwide are using this day to educate the public about the importance of regular eye examinations for early detection and treatment. Emphasis is placed on high-risk groups, such as individuals with a family history of the disease or those over the age of 40. In addition to awareness campaign, many communities are offering free eye screenings and educational events to promote eye health and encourage proactive care. To discuss this further, I'm joined by founder, Sight Aid Africa, Dr. Oluwayemisi Soyombo. Thank you very much for joining us, Doctor.
Thank you for having me. Good evening.
Could you share some common signs of glaucoma, and when should someone consider getting their eyes checked?
Okay, so like you said earlier, glaucoma is known as the thief of sight. Some common symptoms include blurred vision. Some patients will complain about halos around images. That's some lights, the circle lights around images. Sometimes headaches as well, reduced vision, and even with glasses, they experience reduced vision. So those are common symptoms, coupled with the fact that if there's a family history of blindness or family history of glaucoma, it also makes people at risk of glaucoma later in the future.
Many have heard about the importance of regular eye checkups. Can you tell us more about what these appointments involve and how they can help catch it early?
It's very important to have regular eye checkups because outside of glaucoma, it also helps us find manifestations of systemic diseases early. I would always advise annual health check or annual eye check for adults. And usually when you go into the clinic, the doctor is checking for your visual acuity when it relates to eye care. They're checking for your IOP, that's intraocular pressure, to make sure it's not above normal. They check for your central visual field. These are common tests that are usually done when you come in for an annual check. And these are very important, very critical, because it helps early detection of any eye disease.
What lifestyle habits will you often recommend adjusting to reduce the risk of developing glaucoma?
Eat healthy, exercise, reduce caffeine. There's research that shows that caffeine can increase the eye pressure. Generally, just maintain a healthy lifestyle. And lastly, preventive health, which is have regular eye tests, at least annually. Worst case scenario, once in 2 years. But these are very wonderful habits we can incorporate in our everyday life that could help prevent manifestations.
If someone is diagnosed, what are the treatment options available?
There are a range of treatment options, starting from medications. Usually they're eye drops that are prescribed when you are diagnosed with glaucoma, followed by surgeries. There are possibilities of surgeries, laser surgery as well. Sometimes corrective lenses help. So in a situation where your vision can be improved by prescription lenses, that's also a management plan. But it's also important to note that all of these are management plans. As we speak, there's no cure for glaucoma. The best cure for glaucoma is management, and that's detecting and managing on time. And that's why sensitization is very important.
All right, Doctor, thank you very much for speaking with us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
You're watching Tonight. Still ahead, 4 dead as Filipe batters Mozambique. Find out more after the break. State-owned broadcaster says 4 people have died and 1 person has been injured as Storm Filipe hit southern Mozambique's Inhambane province. Roofs have been ripped off schools and residential homes. In the tourist areas of Tofo and Bara, the waves have destroyed several boats. We also understand that in some areas, the roads are inaccessible. Local authorities say the storm has disrupted electricity supply and communication lines. Storm Filipe continues to batter the province with intermittent rain and gusty winds. Its effects are already being felt in the capital Maputo and the area around it. Kenya has decided to halt its plans to dispatch police officers to Haiti as part of a United Nations-backed multinational mission. This is according to the Principal Secretary for Foreign Affairs, Corey Singoy, who cited the recent resignation of Haiti's Prime Minister amid escalating violence and lawlessness across the nation as the primary reason behind Kenya's decision. Singoy emphasized Kenya's intention to await the establishment of a new constitutional authority in Haiti before proceeding with its plans. Responding to Kenya's announcement, U.S. State Department spokesman Matthew Miller expressed concern about potential delays, but expressed confidence that the situation would not warrant a prolonged pause. The crisis in Haiti has escalated in recent weeks with reports of increased violence, rampant looting, and growing fears of famine gripping the nation. In business, the Nigerian naira has been in a race to the bottom at the official and unofficial foreign exchange markets since the Central Bank of Nigeria allowed the official rate to weaken in June. Year to date, Africa's most populous nation's currency has depreciated by 14%, hurting businesses and further eroding consumer earnings. In this report, News Central's Perpetua Fasomi Peter examines how the twin issues of high energy cost and naira devaluation affect small business owners.
Business news in association with Money Master PSB, the easy way to master your money.
It's not really about the pricing, really. Even if the naira is going to exchange for 2,000 naira, right? If I can be sure that if I buy the naira today at 2,000 naira, if I come 6 months from now, the naira will still be doing 2,000, 1 naira or 1,999. Like, that's some stability, right?
For financial market analysts like him, stability is the answer. For them, it helps them to plan. However, for small business owners, will stability be enough? What more do they want? What more do they desire? I'll be talking to as many as possible to find out what their experiences are and what their expectations, needs, and desires are also.
In a day, we can do like 10 cartons in a day or thereabouts. But these days, people come to buy in piecemeals. The fuel, we cannot just keep burning fuel. Like now, every day, I used to buy 15,000 naira fuel just to run the business. How much am I making?
We are selling attachments here at the rate of 4,000 naira, thinking that we don't know that you have go higher to the extent that in the market they are selling it 5,900. So after I sell 4,000, I now went to market to buy 5,000. So what will I take home with? How will I manage my life? How will I feed my children? As I'm talking to you, a bag of rice is 100,000. How will average Nigeria cope? Let us stop of this using of dollar. Because dollar, Ugu, they are calling dollar.
Is there an end in sight? What are their expectations? And just like many financial market analysts say, will a stable naira be enough?
Government can help us. Even mostly food. People are suffering. If there is a way they can do it, let them have people that will control the prices.
But before control price can work, until when the price of the fuel is stable. What do they want to control? When the price of fuel is very high, do they want the company to run at a loss? If they reduce the price of diesel, if the diesel price reduce, the cost of all these goods, manufacturing goods, will reduce.
Caught between rising energy costs and a weakening naira, the road ahead for Nigerian businesses seems precarious. While stability is a crucial first step, more comprehensive reforms are needed to ensure the growth and sustainability of Nigeria's small businesses. In Lagos, for News Central, Perpetua Fasomi Peter.
Business news in association with Money Master PSB, the easy way to master your money.
Up next is sports with Favor Itwa.
Sports Update, brought to you by Corn Oil. Corn Oil, we go the extra mile.
Welcome to Sports Update. Now let's go straight to sports. Nigerian athletes continue their good showing at the ongoing 13th African Games today in Accra, Ghana. At the GCB Hall at the University of Ghana, Ruth Ayodele claimed 3 gold medals in the women's 64-kilogram weightlifting event. She hoisted 94 kilogram in the snatch and 114 kilogram in the clean and jerk for a combined 208 kilogram. Joy Eze was also brilliant in the women's 71 kilogram weightlifting event. She cleared 90 kg in the snatch and 117 kg in the clean and jerk for a combined 207 kg. Nigeria has 6 gold medals, of course, from today. The result catapulted Nigeria into the second place on the medals table with 22 gold, 10 silver, and 16 bronze medals. Egypt still leading the standings with 50 gold, 20 silver, and 20 bronze medals. Interesting one from the Nigerian athletes right there in Ghana. Now to our next story, this time around rugby, where the Nigerian Rugby Federation has released the final list of the women's team for the 2023 Africa Games going on in Accra, Ghana. The Federation announced the 15-man lady team that would carry the country's flag for the very first time in the international tournament. The list consists of 9 home-based players and 6 foreign players. The team departed the shore of the country on Monday evening, with team coach Steve Lewis confident his squad will do the nation proud in Ghana. Interesting time for the event, and we hope that the ladies will do us proud in Ghana. And now to wrap up Sports Update, we go straight to football, where Nigeria's sole representative in the African club competitions this season, Rivers United, have been drawn to face defending champions USM Algiers of Algeria in the quarterfinals of the CAF Confederation Cup. The first leg will take place at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo on Sunday, 31st of March 2024, before the return leg in Algeria on Sunday, the 7th of April 2024. Meanwhile, the winner over both legs will face the winner of the other quarterfinal tie between Abu Salem of Libya and former winners RS Berkane of Morocco in the semi-final of the competition. In the other fixtures, Dreams FC of Ghana will tackle Malian giants Stade Malien de Bamako, while an all-Egyptian battle is on the cards when future FC lock-ons with falling giant Zamalek. That wraps it up on Sports Update, and Favor Itwa. Back to you, Felicity.
Sports Update, brought to you by Corn Oil. Corn Oil, we go the extra mile. Entertainment news in association with Glow Unlimited.
Content creator and influencer Enyiolua Adeoluwa has ventured into the world of film production with his debut project, All of Us, a high school-based limited series set to premiere later this year, written by Emmanuel Mani Oseomaye and directed by Orire Nwani. All of Us delves into the rich tapestry of secondary school life, tackling themes such as friendship, sexual assault, and adolescence challenges, boasting an ensemble cast including rising stars and industry veterans. Enyioluwa's foray into long-form film production reflects his ambition to connect deeply with audiences and enrich the Nigerian entertainment landscape. Away from the continent, Kanye West is in the news. Kanye West's latest single, Carnival, featuring Rich the Kid and Playboy Carti, has catapulted him to the top spot on the charts. These achievements mark the 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. His journey to the summit began in 2004 with slow jams alongside Twister and Jamie Foxx. Kanye followed up with hits like Gold Digger and Stronger, securing his status as a chart topper. Now, Carnival adds another milestone to his illustrious career. This feat places Kanye among the ranks of music legends like Mariah Carey and Elton John, highlighting his enduring impact on the industry. With his daughter North making waves with her own musical aspirations, we can say that the West legacy continues to flourish in the realm of music. That's all we can take on entertainment tonight. When I'm back, I'll bring you the updates on what's trending.
Entertainment news in association with Glow Unlimited.
Thank you for staying with us. Now, moving away from entertainment stories, I bring you what is trending today across social media platforms. The hashtag breaking news is trending as a result of the revelation Senator Jarigbe made on the floor of Nigeria's Senate. In a trending video, Senator Jarigbe laid serious allegations against senior senators whom he said received 500 million naira each from the 2024 budget. Now, the revelation has sparked outrage among citizens against the backdrop of different stories on how the country's budget is padded. Let's watch this clip together.
Excuse me, some senators here, so-called senior senators, got 500 million each. I am a ranking senator, I didn't get. Did I go to the press? Most of you got. And yes, if we want to go into those issues, excuse me, if we want to go into those issues.
Now, for more perspective, let's head on to X and find out what some Nigerians had to say about this. Hope those tweets are ready. Okay, Anyu says, another off the mic session. Only true patriotic ordinary citizens can save this nation. These revelations and allegations are not new in the Nigerian political space. How could over 200 million Nigerians tolerate this brazen level of corruption? Another tweet is saying, what pains me the most is that this budget is being financed by a loan, not like we have the money to finance it all, and yet they are still padding. A businessman still collecting loan, not making profit, and yet still spending it anyhow. Nigeria is a sinking sand currently. Let's take the last tweet. Senators collectively switched off his mic. This country is a crime scene. Senate chambers is the studio where those scenes are edited. Play the one they want you to see or hear. In the end, it will stop here on X. And those guys will keep enjoying 500 million at a go. That's all we can take tonight on what is trending. But you can join the conversation and share your thoughts across our social media platforms at News Central TV. I am Jadel Simon.
Thank you very much, Jadel. And that's all tonight. But before we go, let's take another look at some of the major stories. Nigeria's Senate has suspended Senator Ningi for 3 months following his allegations of budget padding. Controversial Islamic cleric Sheikh Gumi has offered to negotiate with bandits on behalf of Nigerian government. Kenya has halted police deployment to Haiti amidst escalating violence. We also brought you news that 4 persons have died in Mozambique as Storm Filipe batters Ihambane province. Do send your eyewitness report to the number showing now on your screen. You can also follow us on social media at News Central TV. We're live on DSTV channel 422, Star Times channel 274, Avo TV, and on YouTube. Many thanks for watching. Have a good night.